tipsy.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Your tire's tired.
Well, the lunchtime whistle and the morning's finally done. I'm jumping in my car, I'm gonna have a little fun. The Doghouse Network's on my radio dial. Big Dog's taking care of business for a while. If you're listening to another station I don't understand, 'cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
Give us a call, Steve.
He's a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs. The SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
It's the holiest day of the week, the Friday trifecta.
Oh, yeah, baby. A little weird, a little different. A lot. New studio. Same great music. Oh, yeah, baby. It is Football Friday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. This is the final show of the year. And no, I am not doing some cheesy year in review type show. I don't do that stuff. I am doing a Football Friday show featuring a monster Friday trifecta for you. And it's our bowl fecta, and it's our Fab Five fecta. I mean, you call it whatever you want. Another thing that it is, I mean, typically you make these kind of changes at the first of the year, but since last week, all right, in the week since the last show that we did, we built the new studios for Big Dog Productions. So we're in the new studio now, and it's not the first show of the new year. That'll be on Tuesday. It's the last show of the old year, but we're shaking down the studio. And so I'm like playing with buttons and making sure that everything's on. And hopefully it doesn't even sound any different to you guys. Now, those of you that are watching on WZZN TV will see a different look. All right, so you can go check that out. I also posted a video. Grizz makes a good point. I mean, I face all the cool stuff in the studio. I should have a camera behind me, maybe, or I should be in front of the good stuff on the other side, but I'm not, and I'm not. And I'm not turning anything around. That's it. The ship has sailed. But the reality is that I did post a video tour of the studio, okay? It's 2 minutes long. It's on the X, formerly Twitter. And you can go there and check it out at both the 97.7 ESPN The Zone Twitter and at the Thom Abraham Show Twitter. It's been viewed 2,200 times already. I just put it up a couple of hours ago, and it has been viewed 2,200 times already. So go ahead and take a look at it, and you'll get a sense of where we are broadcasting from. Now, having said that, we have got, this is week 4 of the Grand Trifecta 2 for this season, and this is the one that runs through the Super Bowl. And our Grand Trifecta winner will receive a night in an ice suite at a Huntsville Havoc game in March. And I'm throwing in dinner before the game at Corjalejo's Mexican restaurant. Now, a bunch of you got on the big board with the Christmas fecta. Because remember what I did. I gave you 1 point. It was like Christmas. I gave you 1 point for every game you got correct. So a lot of points went up on the big board. All right. 3 guys actually hit all 4 picks and got rewarded with tickets to either the Music City Bowl or the Huntsville Havoc for it. Wolverine Dan, Bama Todd, and the Crack Hoe all got that done. Hit all 4 games and got the 4 points. All right, and it improved their position on the big board with, we got a decent ways to go because we're going through the Super Bowl with it. Now, last week, as I said, we gave you a point for every correct pick. A lot of points going up on the board. For this one, we are scoring on the 3-4-5 method. Okay? What does that mean? That means you get any 3 of the 5 games right, you get 3 points on the big board. I'm not giving you points for getting 1 or 2 games right. This isn't Christmas anymore. I'm not giving you points for getting 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5. However, if you get 3, hence trifecta, if you get 3, you will get 3 points. If you get 4 games right, you will get 4 points, and everybody who gets 4 points gets ticket to an upcoming Havoc game. Tickets, 2 tickets to an upcoming Havoc game. If you get all 5 right, you get 5 points, and you get the tickets to a Havoc game and dinner before the Havoc game. Is that clear? I mean, I think I made this pretty simple. Is that clear? Grizz is usually my litmus test on it. If Grizz says he understands it, then we're good. If Grizz doesn't understand it, then I got to make it more clear. You get 3 out of 5 games right, you get 3 points. You get 4 games right, you get hockey tickets and 4 points. You get 5 games right, you get the hockey game, dinner, and 5 points on the big board. I think it's pretty clear. All right, so here is your Fab 5 bowl games. Maryland. I what did I say? I said Maryland.
In all due respect to the program, I don't believe in it.
Gets 6.5 against Auburn.
We are Auburn.
In the Music City Bowl. Game number 2. Iowa.
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Gets 6.5 in the Citrus Bowl against Tennessee.
You can't spell citrus without UT. Vol for life.
You know I had to go there. I had to go, you can't spell citrus without UT. Great Steve Spurrier line. Shared by Ike Hilliard in that cut. Florida State.
If we're going to do it then, we do it big then.
In an afternoon Orange Bowl tomorrow, gets 19.5 with like no players against Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Yeah, they do. And most of them are playing. I don't think Brock Bowers is playing, but most of the rest of them are playing. And then for the biggies, Alabama.
Roll all over their ass.
Gets 1.5 against Michigan.
Alabama should be to a 7 to a 10-point favorite over us. Period.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And so they're trying hard.
And Washington.
What a pleasant surprise.
There's nothing pleasant about it. I must have just cut the crap.
Washington. They get 3.5 against Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
So there's your Fab 5. Now, David Moulton is in El Paso with the CBS crew getting ready to call the Notre Dame-Oregon State game. That is the Sun Bowl. That's coming up at the top of the hour. So we have him coming up in just a few minutes. Then we are wide open for the rest of the show. Hour number 2 is wide open. We'll take a call or two right now, but we're wide open the rest of the show for your picks. The only way to get into this epic bowl fecta is by calling in or hitting the text window. Call 256-576-4977. You can text the show, 732-9-TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469. My X feed is at Tom Abraham Show. The stations is at 97.7 ESPN. Facebook is at 97.7 ESPN. There's a link there to our YouTube channel, WZZN TV. 97.7ESPN.com. It's got links to all of that. Get the app. You need the app. I'll tell you why. For example, today, all right, coming up right after the show, we have the third place game from the Huntsville City Classic, Grissom and James Clemens on our air. And then tonight we have the championship game between Huntsville and Austin on our air. And I'm going to take the Panthers to win it all. In the meantime, the Gator Bowl is underway right now between Kentucky and Clemson, where Kentucky is up 14-7. I'll check that, 14-10 against Clemson. That is right now on Zone 2. So as I'm talking to you, bumping my gums here for Football Friday, the football game is over on Zone 2. It's the second bowl appearance for the SEC after Texas A&M playing basically with their JV team, lost to Oklahoma State in the Texas Bowl. Now, the Liberty Bowl between Memphis and Iowa State will begin on Zone 2 right after the Gator Bowl. And then that will move over to our over-the-air signal after the basketball game. And then tonight, the Cotton Bowl between Ohio State and Missouri begins on Zone 2 and then moves over the air after the Huntsville City Classic Championship game, which I already said the Huntsville Panthers are going to win. So it's a busy day. You got to get the app. It's going to be a busy weekend. Get the app, and you can follow it all. All right, over there in that little glass room with the slanted ceiling, playing the platters that matter, the stacks of wax. Maybe jonesing a little bit over whether or not everything would be okay from the new studio. I don't know. Living large on a Friday. It's DJ Grizzy Grizz.
Who in the blue hell are you?
I'm the producer of the show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put the thing together on a stick and polish.
Brilliant!
I've got $100 smoking in my billfold. I know I ought to save it, but it's burning a hole. Right through my pocket and into my skin. Come Monday morning, I'll be broke again. It's finally Friday, I'm free again. I got my motor running for a wild weekend. It's finally Friday, I'm out of control. Forget the working blues and let the good time roll.
Down goes Grissom.
Someone call someone because there's a cleanup on aisle 3 as a man is down.
It's like taking poison, like rat poison.
It's not St. Patty's Day, so that's a different day entirely.
Hey, is this thing working? Is everything working all right, Chris? Am I in here? Can you hear me? Is everything working, Chris? That's all I want to know.
Are we on?
I think we're on. I think we're doing okay. You all right? Everything's looking good. Everything's sounding okay. The studio looks great. The video looked great on the X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it.
It's over there on EX, and I was very nervous about how it would all work. Now, I did connect with Mulatan earlier in the week, or I don't know when it was. I guess earlier this week. I did connect with Mulatan to make sure that everything worked okay and sounded okay. The lighting is different in here. I'm noticing. I actually think the lighting is better. I don't look washed out. I mean, is it enough? Do you need me to change here? I can do this. No, that's no good. I can do that. Do you like that light better? Or do you like the soft light? Or I can do that.
I think
lighting.
you look good like that. Yeah, no, I think you look okay.
This one here. Yeah.
I think I have
the
too
lighting
much
is different.
Sometimes, so sometimes I have to change this light sometimes because the light above me is enough light as it is.
So I have in this studio now. I have can lights in here. Yes, 4 can lights in here.
A giant can light in itself.
Right. I have 4 of these things in here, and I don't have the spotlights that I had in the other studio. I had spotlights that were behind me, but I think that might be what was washing me out. Was the spotlights were shining towards the camera instead of shining towards the host. Is what happened.
I think another thing too. Again, you have a window behind you, or is that a window behind you?
There is a window behind me, but it's got a closed shade on it. I mean, I don't know what else to do. You know what I should do is I should put something on the shade, like a logo, like the radio station's logo on the shade. But see, if I were to open this shade, it gets worse. You see, so I got it all the way down.
You might want to take one of those
That's
banners.
a blackout.
Take one of those banners, those pop-up banners from work, and just have one behind you.
It
would look nice behind you. Actually,
might
right
work.
there,
that might work. That actually might
block
work,
that light out a little bit too.
Yeah, I do have my microphone.
But you
can
see,
there's
my
ESPN banner over there, and then I got Daniel Moore's that are over here behind me.
You can see those a lot better. They show up a lot better than the other studio. The other studio, it was darker. You couldn't see behind you so much.
Everything was dark except for me. I was washed out in the other one. So. Anyway, we'll play around with camera angles and things like that. For those of you that are watching now that didn't watch the video, I'll give you a quick tour as we spin this around. This is what I am facing, and Grizz is kind of right. In a way,
can you imagine?
Maybe that should be behind me.
Yeah, because then you wouldn't be so washed out, too.
Well, I'm not washed out now, but I wouldn't be. I mean, this is what's behind me. Now, the problem is that I couldn't see the TV, and I'm in this studio 10 or 11 hours a day because I'm doing other things. This is where I work here and everything else. So I'm in here for many, many hours.
But the thing is you might have to have the TV. If you were live with the TV and everything behind, you might have to turn it off. Yeah, but the TV's on when you're, you don't have to watch it when you're live. You can watch it on your computer.
Or I could have
when you get that YouTube
I'm
TV.
doing a radio show over here. I'm doing this over here. Let me tell you something about the YouTube TV.
When you get that YouTube TV, you can get on your computer while you're doing it.
No, I have the YouTube TV, and I am so happy with the YouTube TV. Now, I'm still learning how to use it properly it goes like there's like different things that you move around to and stuff, and it's hard to navigate a little bit right now because I don't know any better. But the picture is better than the picture on Xfinity. I'm going to tell you that right now. I thought I had a problem with a couple of my TVs because the picture was a little bit sketchy, and I switched to YouTube TV, and the picture's amazing. And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with my TV. There was something wrong with Xfinity. It's not my TV. So these TVs are working really good. The YouTube TV I'm getting used to. It's a little clunky how you use the DVR. I'm getting used to that. If you want to record an episode, I haven't figured out how to do that because every time I go to record an episode, it wants to record the entire series. And add it to the library, and it calls it a library. It doesn't call it a DVR.
I haven't really dived into that too much, too, because all I know is you just hit that little plus sign, and then it'll record any time that show comes on. So
yeah, but I don't want to record every single fishing show. I wanted to record one show. You know what I mean?
I think you can specifically maybe go to that day that it's going to come up on the little scroller, and you can click on it and record it. But I think you would have to not. You'd have to unclick off that plus sign to not record anything else. I don't know if it's specifically just do one show like that.
Grizz, we did do a Beat the Big Dog last week, and you and I were miserable in it. You won. You were right with the Bengals and the Falcons. I was right with the Falcons and the Finns. That's it. You and I went 2-4. Our guest picker, which was Teresa Walker, went 3-3. And Brandon, who honestly doesn't know whether the ball's blown up or stuffed, he went 4-2 and beat everybody. Brandon had Duke, he had the Bengals, he had the Falcons, he had the Finns. He lost with the Titans and the 49ers, and he beat us all. So the question is for Brandon, we have to figure out what to give him. You know what I mean? Because it was in Beat the Big Dog, in this particular version of Beat the Big Dog, it was to be, he's not going to the Music City Bowl. And he's not coming over to go to the Music City Bowl. So we just have to figure out, what it is to give him. And we do have a few Music City Bowl tickets left. I may or may not get to giving them to anybody today. I just want to be totally honest with you because I think it's going to be a busy show. I think that's what it's going to be. All right, so congratulations to Brandon, and he'll have to tell us what he wants. We can give him Havoc tickets. We can give him Music City Bowl tickets. We could give him food. All right, but he doesn't get over this way. I mean, he lives over in Rome, Georgia. I have no tickets to the Rome, Georgia, the single A baseball team. I just don't. Let me get Wolverine Dan in here. Yeah, right. What are they called? The Emperor, the Rome Braves. We're going to call them a nickname for the Emperors will be the Braves. We'll call them the Rome Braves. Let me get Wolverine Dan in here for the final time this year. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you? Mm-hmm. You there, Wolverine Dan? So he's listening, but he's not paying attention. Either that or see, I'm still worried about. Here, let's hear what he's saying. Let's hear. Who do you think he's talking to?
He might be walking. Maybe he's doing something.
He's walking,
his phone's down.
He's doing some job. The phone's in his pocket.
He called into the Morning Blitz, and he told me to leave him on after. But I didn't leave him on the whole time after that, so I don't know.
Oh, he wanted to just be left. So maybe he's not home. He's just listening. Listen to him. Let's see. Hey, you knucklehead, where are you? I cut him off. I don't know. I don't know with that guy. I just don't know with that guy. I don't know what to tell you. All right, lots to get into. Very exciting last night with the Cleveland Browns punching their playoff ticket behind a ridiculous first half from Joe Flacco, who looked like he was ready to fall asleep in the second half because it was late for the old man. We'll get into that a little bit. Jalen Milroe got loose talking about how Bill O'Brien tried to make him switch positions. That's pretty funny. And there's a national poll out there that'll tell you of the 4 playoff teams, who's the most hated of the 4 and who's the least hated of the 4 on a state by state. And then I'm going to try and control myself regarding the opt-outs because I'm very, very bothered by what's going on in this bowl season. Very, very bothered. And the only thing that's worse than opt-outs is opt-outs where they allow the opt-outs, the quitters, allow them to stand on the sideline and be with the team. Like Caleb Williams cheering on good old USC. Get the hell out of here. You opted out, you're done. You opted out, you leave. All right? Go away. Whether you're in the transfer portal, the McLeod kid from McCord, the kid from Ohio State, Kyle McCord, the quarterback from Ohio State, he was on the sideline with Syracuse during their bowl game, which was an abomination because they don't have a coach or anything else. Kyle McCord played all year with Ohio State, all right, went into transfer portal, committed to Syracuse, and he was at New York City with Syracuse at their bowl game. This is a mockery.
Yeah, Caleb Williams barely wearing his jersey on the sideline, cheering his teammates on, not playing in the bowl game. The guys from I told this morning, the guys in the Troy and Duke game, the guys on Troy's defense, everyone was transferring next year, but they stayed and played in the bowl game. What is that?
No, but that's good. No. If you're going
to... But you're transferring next year. You're leaving.
That's fine, but you're finishing your season.
Yeah.
That's what I want them to do. Yeah. I want them to finish their season.
I get it. Gunnar Watson for Troy, though, the only guy that didn't transfer for that whole team that transferred. But I get it. Their coach is leaving.
Yeah, go. But the point is that finish your season, then go. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Let me get a break in here. When we come back, David Moulton is in El Paso, and he's on the show next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show, the final Football Friday of the year, right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
What's better than 2 end-zone sports bars? 3 end-zone sports bars. And we have you covered with our original location on University across from Red Lobster, in Jones Valley on Cecil Ashburn near Carl T. Jones, and our newest location in the Midtown District on McMurtry Drive opposite the Target Plaza. All locations feature the NFL Sunday Ticket, Tuesday half-price burgers, and Wednesday $1 jumbo wings all day long. You're never far from the end zone. End Zone Sports Bar.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Did you know that average home equity is at an all-time high? But so is average consumer debt. Even though rates are higher now, you can use your equity to pay off your high consumer debt, student loans, etc., then refi when the rates drop. Don't put off that new home purchase. When rates drop, prices will go up. Buy now and get the best price and then refi when the rates drop. This is the time to talk to the experts at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com for more information.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, expect a few isolated showers, potentially a few snow showers mixed in. Otherwise, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Low temperatures falling into the lower 30s for the overnight. Looking ahead into your Saturday, we'll see partly sunshine, slightly warmer. High temperatures warming into the upper 40s. Heading into your Saturday night, temperatures drop back down into the lower 30s, where we'll sit under a mostly clear sky. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio and 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The throw and catch to the Ocho will stand. Desmond rolling to the end zone, dives for the score.
Download the app and listen to Atlanta Falcons football right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Robinson caught it off his hip and he scores. Unbelievable.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show. This festive day, our final show of the year. We'll be back on Tuesday after all of the festivities of the New Year's Day, but we have our Bowlfecta for you today, and we are going to be open gangway the rest of the way, but we got to talk to our boy David Moulton, who is in El Paso, Texas. The weather is nice. He'll be there for the Sun Bowl, kicking off at the top of the hour is when the Sun Bowl kicks off at Oregon State and Notre Dame. I don't know if Notre Dame's ever played in the Sun Bowl before. David will let us know, but we'll tell you that this segment of the show is brought to you by North Alabama Mortgage. You know, average home equity is at an all-time high, but so is your average consumer debt. And even though the rates are a little bit higher now, you use your equity in your home to pay off the high consumer debt. And then when you refi, when the rates drop, and they will come down. It's going to happen. And don't put off that new home purchase. If you're thinking about a new home, when those rates start dropping, the prices are going to start going up. So you buy now, you get the best price, and then refi when the rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage, go to NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more about that. Brian Hammaker and his team standing by to take care of you. Also standing by in El Paso is David Moulton, and he joins us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. David, Happy New Year, and welcome back to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Happy New Year.
I am fantastic. I've been enjoying the bowl season. I'm looking forward to Notre Dame. We'll have it on here in the studio here in just a few minutes. Has Notre Dame played in the Sun Bowl before? Because this is or should I say the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl. This is a really good get for the Sun Bowl just because it's Notre Dame. You know what I mean?
Oh, no question about it. It's funny. I think they have a couple times. Got to admit, Tom, I've been obsessed with who's actually playing in the game, players-wise. All four offensive tackles are not playing.
Oh, my gosh.
Both quarterbacks are not playing. Oregon State doesn't have a coach.
Man,
okay.
yeah.
But besides that, welcome to the Sun Bowl.
We got to do something about this. This is what is going on in the bowl season is just that we've got to.
No, Tom, you can't have it all ways. You can't. Okay, you can't. If the coaches can move, so can the players.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If the coaches are moving, the coaches are moving because of the signing day being in December and the transfer portal. So now I got to fire my coach and get my new guy in place. Just got to move all of this stuff out of the season. This is still the season. And if the signing day was later, sometime after the national championship game, and the portal didn't open till then, we wouldn't have all these kids leaving and they could finish their season. But apparently, this is not the season anymore. According to Trevor Maddich at ESPN, he called these exhibition games, and he says, I don't blame the kids if they don't want to play in exhibition games. That's dangerous, man. Finish your season.
Well, I mean, listen, they've created the system. The players are now just finally taking advantage of it for them.
Right.
You know, there's an interesting story a few years ago. Jake Butt was a tight end for Michigan. He played in an Orange Bowl when he was a projected second-round pick. He blew out his knee in the game, final game of his college career. He ends up getting drafted in the 5th round because of it. So the injury cost him, hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe $1 million. Then, never mind the effect it had on his career. He went in to talk about, when this happens, whether you have health care or benefits. And he just said, if I had to do it over again, I would not play in the game. And he said, if you're going to get drafted on Thursday or Friday, you probably should not be playing in these games.
Well, then why don't they just quit playing once they're out of the playoff hunt? I mean, when do you stop playing? I mean, why not? Why did Jaden Daniels play the last 3 games of the season? He's going to be a top 5 or whatever pick in the NFL draft. Why, once they were out of the race for the SEC championship game, why didn't he just bag it? They just stop playing then. I mean, when does the kid stop playing and determine that, okay, I'm not playing anymore because I might get hurt?
Well, I think, Tom, the kids have clearly determined that the season ends at the end of the regular season or conference championship game. And then everything afterwards is extra. It's just a matter of how sweet extra is it?
Yeah.
Is it the playoffs? Is it a really big bowl? But also, you've got teams that don't normally go to certain – like Missouri is all in to that.
Yeah.
They're all in on the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
It's a big deal for Missouri. So the situation is not the same everywhere. Tom, I looked it up. The only other time Notre Dame that I know of was in the Sun Bowl, and we did the game. It was against Miami 10 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was a snowstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. David Moulton with us here talking a little bit about the bowl games. We'll get to the picks in a moment and get his expert opinion on the games that are coming up. They're very difficult to pick because of all of the opt-outs and all of this. I'm throwing something out there today just to say it. I mean, it's pie in the sky stuff, but it's like, okay, if we're going to completely decimate this bowl system, if it's shot all to hell, why don't we just rip the Band-Aid off, go to 32-team playoff, and that gives you, I think it would take like 25 bowl games to get it done. Like, make it all bowl games. I mean, let's just open it up with 16 bowl games that are the first round of the playoffs, and then another 8 bowl games that are the quarterfinals, and then the semifinal, and 2 more bowl games, and then the championship game. I mean, maybe that's the answer. Maybe at least for 32 teams, they would play in these bowl games would mean something. I would rather see Georgia play in 3 or 4 bowl games than watch a bunch of bowl games that are meaningless with no players playing.
Oh, I don't think anybody disagrees with you, but not every bowl is meaningless. Like NC State and K-State both left it all on the field yesterday in the Pop-Tart Bowl. They really did. They were into the game. They played hard. Oklahoma and Arizona last night. They played a game.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, they did. I mean, Oklahoma lost, not because they didn't try. They had over 500 yards offense. They just turned it over 6 times.
But they feel like JV games, don't they? I mean, it feels like, now you see, it sort of feels like.
But, Tom, maybe they always were, and we just held them in different regard.
Well,
okay? But, Tom, I know what you're saying, but 32 would make a mockery of it. I think 12 is going to quickly get to 16 because I don't think the first 4 seeds are going to like not having a home game. I think the college presidents and ADs are going to go, hold on a second. We beat them, so we're a top 4 seed and they're a 5 through 8 seed, yet they get the $5 to $8 million from hosting the home game and we don't? No. I don't think so. So I have a feeling 12 is going to get to 16 pretty quickly. We'll get the first round games at home, and then we'll have bowl games.
I would have
7 important bowl games every year.
Even at that, I would make them bowl games. I would still make them as bowl games. Then those 8 games. Maybe the Sun Bowl. Maybe the Sun Bowl is a first round game, and everybody's playing.
I actually think it's too much of a demand on the fans. Do you mean to tell me I got to travel for the fans?
They care about the fans now? Now they care about the fans.
Well, I do.
I do, too.
I do.
Yeah, David Moulton.
I do. Plus, also, come on, Tom. It's all about television. It's all about money.
Yeah.
That's another reason why they won't go to your format. And as to why these games will continue to be played, this is 3 weeks of programming for ESPN.
Yeah.
People watch these games.
No, they've all won outside of the NFL, going head-to-head with the NFL like last night. They've all won every time slot. There's no doubt. More people are watching this than watching NBA, NBA playoff tournament in season, hockey. No, it doesn't matter. These bowl games, they could have, some of these bowl games, it looks like you could drop a hand grenade in the stands and not hurt anybody. Doesn't matter. It's a TV show, and it's working. David Moulton with us here. You and I are old enough, though. Let's talk about the Orange Bowl for a second. You and I are old enough to remember the Orange Bowl. A, always New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. B, always at night. C, the unbelievable pageantry and an honor to win. D, E, and F, sometimes a national champion determined in the Orange Bowl. And it was just a thing, man. To be the Orange Bowl champion would be a thing. You get the Florida State Seminoles. They're butthurt because they're not in the playoff, right? They haven't been to a New Year's 6 game since, 2016. None of these guys on this team at all have ever played in a big bowl game, a New Year's 6 game. And so what do? 24 players say, screw it. It's the Orange Bowl. We're not playing. Oh, by the way, it's in the middle of the day tomorrow. I mean, it's the Orange Bowl, for God's sakes. It shouldn't be in the middle of the day tomorrow. But that's one of the things that is really, really sad. And so here they get an opportunity. They were ridiculed for their schedule. Now you get to play the mighty Georgia Bulldogs, back-to-back national champions from the mighty SEC. Go show something. Forget about it. They just said screw it, and 24 players decided not to play in a game. It's despicable. In my opinion, it's despicable.
Listen, to disparage Florida State after what just happened, to me, is despicable.
I'm disparaging them.
Well, that's because you reside where you reside and you're catering to your audience. I mean, come on. I don't blame. Listen, if I was coaching Florida State, we wouldn't even play the game. Okay? To be brutally honest.
Or go play the game and beat the hell out of Georgia. I mean, you know.
Please. It's meaningless. It is. It's meaningless. And here's another reason why it's meaningless, Tom. Because whenever the SEC loses a New Year's Day bowl game, you know what they say? We weren't really interested in playing it.
Yeah,
talk to me about 2008 Alabama against undefeated Utah. Okay.
Yeah, but what about 2023 or 2022 Alabama against K-State and left out of the playoffs? They made a statement. Bryce Young, first pick overall, played in the game. Will Anderson played in the game, and they showed everybody. You know, maybe they should have been in the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've got two examples: 2008, 2022. Right. You know, hang your hat on whichever one you want to hang your hat on.
Yeah. All right. So
I think you're going a little crazy about the bowls. It's a television show, Tom. That's all it is.
I want to see the stars.
Show.
I know, but when I watch Everybody Loves Raymond, is that show still on? I don't think it's on anymore. When I watch Everybody Loves Raymond, I want Ray Romano as Raymond. I don't want some other stiff playing Raymond. I want Ray Romano on my TV show. David Moulton.
Well, and I'll tell you what. Yeah. If you paid the Florida State 20 players what Ray Romano got paid, they'd be playing.
Well, you know, that's the thing. What about these NIL? When did the collective say you got to play?
You want these players to play in these games, you're going to have to pay them. You are. That's what this is. They're making a business decision.
Isn't NIL paying them?
Them in the game, pay them.
Isn't the collectives paying them? If I'm one of these collectives, I might say that at some point in time when I'm signing a kid, say, oh, by the way, you got to play all the way through because we take pride in winning the Orange Bowl. You know, the collective might say, hey, you got to play, you know.
Tom, I think we're headed, they're going to be employees. They are. That's the only way this is going to work. The only way we're going to get a salary cap. The only way we're going to be able to get them to sign a contract, which is going to determine you will play for the entire season. And the season includes conference championship games and bowl games. That's how I think we're going to do this.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to make them employees.
Yeah, you're right. David Moulton with us here. All right, give our listeners some help here. We got our Fab 5 Fecta going on, our Bowl Fecta, whatever you want to call it. I picked 5 games, a couple of them maybe lower level games, but they involve teams that we care about here in the Dirty South, so we threw them in there. But since we mentioned the Orange Bowl, this Georgia-Florida State game has ballooned when everybody was playing, Georgia's a 2-touchdown favorite. I mean, it just, come on. But now it's ballooned all the way to 19.5. Brock Bowers probably not playing. You read the tea leaves there. Mims probably not playing. But FSU 24 guys not playing. The third-string quarterback will go because even the second-string quarterback, he had to transfer before the game. He couldn't even play. It's 19.5 now. Does Georgia blow the doors off of FSU?
Yeah, I think so. I do. Georgia's got enough guys that are playing, and I don't see how Florida State's going to score unless it's defense or special teams. I don't see how their offense lines up and scores more than 13 points. And the Florida State defense is going to take the field is not the defense that was top 5 in the country. So, yeah, I think whether it's a quick death or a slow death, I think it's going to be 31-10 at least.
Big number.
So I would lay the points.
Yeah, backdoor cover in play, possibly. Florida State chip one in late, and to cover. That's a big number. All right, up in Nashville tomorrow, we've been giving away tickets for this for the last month or so. Auburn is a 6.5-point favorite against Maryland. Maryland does not have Talia Tagovailoa because he needs to get ready for the NFL draft that he won't be drafted in. All right, that's how stupid this is. Now, here's a kid that could have maybe done some good for his draft position, but no, he has to get ready for the NFL draft. He's going to be a third-day pick at best. Anyway, not that I'm butthurt about that. Auburn minus 6.5. Hugh Freeze's first year gets him back into the bowl season. Do they cover the 6.5?
I guess, but I mean, this is not a great Auburn team. I will say, though, I thought late in the year, take the New Mexico State game out of the equation. I thought Hugh found some things offensively. I do think there'll be some points in this game, though.
Yeah, that's a good point, too. Iowa and Tennessee. Tennessee folks are excited. Nico Iamaleava going to play his first game, going to start his first game. This is an $8 million NIL kid. And so this is the future for the next at least 2 to 3 years for Tennessee. So everybody's excited about seeing that kid. Iowa gets 6.5. We know that Iowa can't score against a stiff breeze. Does Tennessee skate in this one big? Iowa, great defense, by the way. Yeah,
great defense. I'll be curious as to both teams' motivation, but I do think that Tennessee covers. By the way, does anybody believe that Joe Milton decided to go to the NFL, or that he was told by Tennessee, "We're playing Nico. How do you want to handle this?" And he goes, I'll declare for the NFL. There you go. Why don't you do that?
I got Tennessee fans saying that he's like Anthony Richardson, or I forget who the other guys that were first rounders. I mean, they're out of their mind. Joe Milton's another guy that may not get drafted. Yeah, I got to get ready for the NFL draft. You got till Saturday of the draft to be ready, because you ain't going on day 1 or 2.
He'll probably get drafted in like the 6th round because of his size and his ability to throw it 80 yards. Joe Milton is very inaccurate. I mean, I saw him a lot in the last 2 years. Guys who were wide open, and he just flat misses them. He is not an NFL quarterback unless something dramatically changes.
No thought about it. All right, let's get to the games that do matter, and that is, of course, the 2 national semifinal games. We will start out west, because that's what will be played first at the Rose Bowl. Alabama still getting 1.5 points. A lot of handicappers told me that they thought that the sharp money would come in late, still could, over the weekend, and that this would get to a pick 'em by the time it was kicked off. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but Bama and Michigan, very, very intriguing matchup. What do you think?
I'm a mess over this game. I really am, because this is relative, but this is the weakest Alabama team since 2014. Yet they lined up and beat Georgia after almost losing to Auburn. I mean, which Alabama team am I going to get? The first half against Tennessee or the second half? Yeah, honestly, if you could tell me which Alabama team shows up, because if it's the second half against Tennessee and the Georgia game, that team's going to win the national title. And if it's anybody else, they're going to get beat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, the thought would be that you would be more like the second half than you will be the first half. And of course, giving Nick Saban 4 weeks to prepare for a game is tough.
His record in the semis is just like his record in the SEC title game. Yeah. He lost his first. He's won all the rest. He lost his first semifinal to Ohio State.
Right.
No Big Ten school has won in the playoff that wasn't named Ohio State. We know it all. Michigan, 3rd time in a row. Is this the charm? We all know the storylines. I think ultimately, Milroe will make a dynamic play that Michigan can't make. Michigan doesn't have a lot of big plays in their offense, and I don't know how you methodically beat Alabama, if you know what I mean. I think Michigan needs turnovers to win this game. I think Milroe's the difference. I would go Alabama by a score. I do think Michigan is finally going to show up in a semifinal, though. Yeah. I mean, they were deer in the headlights 2 years ago, and they were horribly coached and prepared last year. I do think Michigan shows up. I do expect this to be a heavyweight fight. I just think Milroe is the difference late.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan can run the ball, and Alabama showed vulnerability in the Iron Bowl against the run, but it was a different kind of run. Michigan's going to line up with 2 tight ends and try to run it, and I don't know if they can do that.
Right, and that's how Ohio State beat Alabama, 9 years ago in the playoffs. They, pounded Zeke. The difference was Ohio State had dynamic wide receivers in that game. Michigan only has 1 receiver, and Alabama's corners are better than Michigan's receivers. I just don't see where the explosive plays are going to come from for Michigan, Tom. Okay? I do think they can throw the ball to running backs out of the backfield. I do think if they could work the tight end in the passing game, I think Bama's linebackers are vulnerable, all right? But Bama's got edge rushers. They've got corners. They got a quarterback that makes big plays. If Michigan's going to win, they're going to have to run their quarterback, and he's been banged up.
Yeah, to your point, Michigan with 5 touchdown passes of over 20 yards on the season. Alabama with 17. So the explosiveness, the big ball down the field is what they get there. All right, and then in the nightcap at the Sugar Bowl, because nothing says Sugar Bowl more than Washington and Texas, because those are traditional Sugar Bowl teams. But the Sugar Bowl, Washington and Texas, Texas giving Washington about 3.5, 4 points in this game. Based on your evaluation of the Rose Bowl, does Texas make this a rematch of Week 2 and get this win and cover?
No. I actually like the Huskies.
Wow, okay.
I think it'll be a close, high-scoring game. Washington's played in a bunch of them. They've won them all. I think the biggest mismatch in the game is Washington's receivers against Texas' secondary. They're vulnerable. And Washington's got guys who are going to play on Sunday. And believe it or not, I think Washington is the better quarterback.
Yeah.
All right. I love this game. I know everybody's ignoring it. I think it's a beautiful styles make a fight. I think all the pressure is on Texas. I think Washington's playing the undefeated underdog card. And I'm going with the Huskies.
All right. I hear Gary Danielson in the background waving his arms at you, telling you get your ass over here. You're getting ready for kickoff. So I'm going to cut you loose here. I appreciate you. Happy New Year. We will talk next week. We'll have a national championship game to talk about. Plus, we'll be into the final week of the NFL season, and still a lot up in the air and the playoffs. The only thing that's not up in the air is the fact that the Cleveland Browns are in the playoffs once again, and that's a beautiful thing for everybody involved, I believe. David, I appreciate it.
By the way, very quickly, it's the first time the Lions and the Browns in the same season have had double-digit wins since 1953.
Since 1953.
That's how remarkable this season is. It took 70 years for these two teams to do what they're doing in the same season.
How cool would it be if they met in the Super Bowl? They met 4 times in the 50s for the NFL championship game. Lions won 3 of those games, and the last one being in 1957, which was the Lions' last championship. Browns won one in 1964 against the Bills, or against the Colts. But yeah, wouldn't that be fitting if we had a Lions-Browns Super Bowl? I mean, that would just be like, my head would explode, I think. I don't know if I could handle it.
I think those two fan bases would actually drink Vegas dry.
That's a good point. That's a game that just would feel like you can't play that indoors in Las Vegas. It's the Browns and the Lions. I mean, that game's got to be played on the shores of Lake Erie or something. I mean, good gracious. All right, man. Appreciate you. Happy New Year. Tell the crew I said Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Tom. Happy New Year to your audience. Thanks for all your support.
All right, thank you. That's David Moulton doing a tremendous job and taking time to join us right before the Sun Bowl kicks off. All right, we'll get a break in here. We are wide open the rest of the show, okay? So that means that's your chance to get in there and bang the phone lines. It's the Thom Abraham Show here, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Philip Love of not only Eagle Insulation, now he represents Eagle Companies. Eagle through the years have added several companies to help individuals or builders through their construction renovation process. Eagle is known to represent quality, efficiency, and professionalism. Philip, I know you do insulation, but do you do masonry?
We do.
Do you do grading, erosion control, and dirt hauled off?
We do.
Do you do afterpaint, which includes shower doors, mirrors, shelving blinds, and bath hardware?
Yes, we do, Wes.
Do you do landscaping and irrigation?
Yes, we do.
So basically, Eagle can help you all along your process of building your house or doing renovations. So do you do plumbing?
We do not, Wes, but we can find somebody to do it.
Just give them time. They'll be there. Anyway, call Eagle Insulation at
256-755-1556.
Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Call Eagle today.
Thanks, Wes.
You'll love the expanded wine selection at Liquor Express. From special occasion to everyday table wines, they've got what you need. Meet your friends at the largest tap wall in Alabama with 105 rotating selections. Then take home a growler full of your favorite or choose from our 1,000 canned or bottled beers. Need help stocking your bar or planning your party? Liquor Express has a knowledgeable, professional in-house staff that can assist you with anything from your bar to the planning of your special event. Visit liquorexpress.net for tasting specials, giveaways, and classes.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
This is Wes Neighbors sitting here with Stan McDonald. Stan, tell everybody why you're the best damn dirt lawyer in North Alabama.
Yes, Wes, at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. You know I'm a dirt lawyer, and a lot of our friends know that, which means we specialize in real estate. Now, if you own real estate or you're buying it or you're selling it, you need to do a closing, but a lot of times there's legal issues associated with that. We're a great group to talk to. My son, Lewis McDonald, heads our commercial closing division, and we approach your real estate needs very seriously. We seek to be the premier real estate closing company in North Alabama, and we do it in such a way it shows that we're experienced, we're for your success. We like to handle your real estate needs the same way Coach Dan Reeves used to say, never let them see you sweat. And that's going to be to your benefit, too, when you visit us at Jacob Title and the Stanton Law Firm. Our website online is jacobtitle.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If your home needs updating or you have some projects that you just haven't gotten to, Eagle can help. They install shower doors, mirrors, shelving, blinds, bath hardware, and lots more. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
The best place to get 50s diner-style homemade delectables is Bubby's Diner. Located at 8412 Whitesburg Drive Southeast, try their all-new expanded breakfast menu with homemade waffles, omelets, and shrimp and grits. With 3 generations of experience, Chris Bubby Belcher has the best burgers in town. Don't forget to leave without a homemade pie or a hand-spun milkshake. Give Bubby's a call today at 256-513-8080. Bubby's Diner, home of the donut burger.
The best in local sports talk from the 256. We are local.
When you're number one, you don't have to worry.
We are award-winning. Thank you for listening. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You'll be set for life.
Show. This segment of the show brought to you by TOC. Fine folks that help bring you the Huntsville City Classic and how certainly making it possible for us to bring you the Huntsville City Classic on the air. We have the third place game coming up immediately after I get done. James Clemens and Grissom will be going at it. And I like Grissom in that one. And then later on tonight, we will have the championship game between the Huntsville Panthers and Austin. And I'm going to go with the Panthers to win it all. Excellent basketball team they've got this year. Regarding what we just talked about with David Moulton, text window, what you just got through talking about with Moulton, bowl games, how attitudes have changed, opt-outs, the players and stuff, how an injury can cost you tons of money. To me, the things Moulton said about all of this are spot on. I certainly agree with him. Okay. But when does the kid stop playing then? I mean, when does he stop playing? Why does the SEC championship game mean anything then? Why does a kid play after the team has lost 2 games and they've been eliminated from contention? Why don't they just play 5 or 6 games in their senior year and then quit on the team then? When does the season end? When does it end for you? When I got money to make? Why should I even play? In fact, why should I ever even play? Why should a high school kid play? I've already committed to Notre Dame. or to Alabama or to Georgia. I'm committed. Why should I play my senior year and take a chance to get hurt? Because if I get hurt, then I can't play in college, and then I get hurt, I can't make it to the NFL. So I've committed to Georgia, and I'm going to stop playing in high school. And I don't want to play at Georgia either, even though I committed to Georgia. I don't want to actually play there because I could get hurt. Now, everybody says that I'm a guy, I'm Arch Manning. I'm just going to sit around for 3 years and get drafted into the NFL and get paid because everybody says I'm an NFL prospect. Why should I ever play in college football? I don't want to play. Where do you draw the line? I know that sounds preposterous, but you know what sounded preposterous to me 20 years ago? That players would quit on their teams before they played in bowl games. That something like the Orange Bowl wouldn't be significant enough for a player to want to play in. That's what's preposterous to me. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I know where you're going.
Get off my lawn.
All right, that's fine. I can live with that. All right, we are open gangway for the entire second hour. We're going to try Wolverine Dan again, see if he's actually listening to us this time instead of us being in his pocket or whatever. Brandon is up. LSU Lynch is up. Those three legends go bang, bang, bang at the top of the hour right after the short break on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
I'm Christine Lisi. One day after Florida State quarterback Brock Glenn said the Seminoles should absolutely be considered national champs if they end the season as the only undefeated Power 5 team in college football. Coach Mike Norvell said today that they've got to control what they can control on the field, added they weren't presented the opportunity to play in the college football playoff, but they do have a chance to compete against Georgia in the Orange Bowl, and that is their focus. Bulldogs and Seminoles in the Capital One Orange Bowl tomorrow, 4 Eastern, ESPN Radio and ESPN. Bengals receiver Jamar Chase, with a dig at the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs, said nothing stands out about Kansas City's secondary and they don't have a lockdown corner. He also said he's just adding fuel to the fire, hopes the Chiefs put that in their locker. Chase is uncertain Sunday against Kansas City due to a right shoulder injury suffered in Week 15.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
The new favorite place for delicious Mexican food is Coralejos Mexican Grill in Huntsville. Check out their reviews on Facebook and you'll see what people are raving about. Enjoy drink specials all day Monday through Thursday, like house margaritas for $3.99 and 12-ounce drafts for $2. Even vegan-friendly entrees on Monday starting at $5. Coralejos Mexican Grill, 1658 Old Monrovia Road in Huntsville. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on their specials.
The all-new Huntsville Boat Show returns to the Von Braun Center January 11th through the 14th, and I'll be broadcasting the Thom Abraham Show live from there at lunchtime on the 11th and 12th. The Huntsville Boat Show is an exciting time for all boat enthusiasts as it allows buyers to save thousands of dollars on the purchase of a new boat or just shop many brands for your future purchase. Plus, many other retailers will be on hand as well for all things water. So plan to be at the Huntsville Boat Show at the VBC January 11th through 14th. See you there.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, expect a few isolated showers, potentially a few snow showers mixed in. Otherwise, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Low temperatures falling into the lower 30s for the overnight. Looking ahead into your Saturday, we'll see partly sunshine, slightly warmer. High temperatures warming into the upper 40s. Heading into your Saturday night, temperatures drop back down into the lower 30s, where we'll sit under a mostly clear sky. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio and 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I wanna thank you. Thank you for making us your number one choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The opinions of Thom Abraham are not necessarily the opinions of the radio station or anybody associated with the radio station or ownership. These are strictly his own opinions, and sometimes they're not even his opinions.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live, here he is, the big dog, Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show here on our getaway show, our final show of the year. We'll be back on Tuesday to break down everything that went on over the weekend and, of course, in the national semifinals. We do have your Football Friday trifecta for you, week 4 of the grand trifecta, and it is a Fab 5 fecta. We have got the whole enchilada here for you. Well, not the whole enchilada. We have an enchilada for you. We got games for you to pick, and we are open gangway here the rest of the show. So what we've got here is we got Maryland.
In all due respect to the program, I don't believe in it.
Getting 6.5 against Auburn.
We are Auburn.
We've got Iowa.
Hey, is this heaven? No, it's Iowa.
Getting 6.5 against Tennessee.
You can't spell citrus without UT.
You can't spell citrus without UT. We have got FSU.
If we're going to do it then, we do it big then.
Getting 19.5, not looking to do a big then against Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Then we've got Alabama.
Roll all over their ass.
Getting 1.5.
Alabama should be to a 7 to a 10-point favorite over us, period.
Against Michigan. And then Washington.
A pleasant surprise. There's nothing pleasant about it. I must just cut the crap.
Getting 3.5 against Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
Well, there you go. That's the whole deal. We take your phone calls now. We should tell you first, though, that this segment of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at Valley Equipment Rental. Valley Equipment Rental, my boy Ross Roberts and his crew over there are ready to take care of you. They've got everything that you need, whether you're a contractor or a homeowner. They've got it all at Valley Equipment Rental, from the big excavators and dozers to the mini X's and the compressors, hand tools, power tools, compressor, everything you need, they've got at Valley Equipment Rental. 2 locations, North Parkway, South Parkway, and very knowledgeable folks. And the best part about Valley Equipment Rental, they're local. Locally owned family right here in the Valley, taking care of us for years and years. It's Valley Equipment Rental. All right, let's go to the lines. We'll start it up again, like we started the last hour. We'll start it off with Wolverine Dan. Wolverine Dan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could. We heard, it sounded before like we were in your pocket or something.
Hey,
are we on?
Maybe it was, but I bought a brand new phone, Tom.
Oh, well,
I bought a brand new phone.
Well, good. You know what I bought? You want to tell you what I bought? You want to know what I bought?
Well, of course. I want to know what you got.
Let me tell you what I bought. I bought a 2024 Honda Shadow Aero 750. It is a cruiser. It is a special edition. They're only made. They only my local guy gets 2 a year. I bought it from the dealership that my son works at, where he's a motorcycle mechanic. You know, I'm a motorcycle guy from way back. I used to race motocross back in the day. Then I had a Yamaha for years. Then I had a Softail, Harley-Davidson Softail in
going
Florida.
Up Sturgis?
I'm not going to go to Sturgis, but I might go to Daytona. I haven't had a bike in like 15 years, but my son has had he's got a Honda Shadow, a 2003. And he's like, you got to see this Shadow that came in. And I went down there and I looked at it, and it was beautiful. And they had a special on. They gave me his special pricing because he works there. They gave me his pricing. And then they gave me a special deal that if you bought it before the end of the year. So I pulled the trigger on it, and it is sitting in my barn as we speak. And it's like 30 degrees out. So I can't go anywhere, but it's sitting out there ready to go. Yeah, I'm stoked.
Well, that's nice. What you need to do now is get a sculler like I got. You know, get that long hair in the back with the. You know, you got that.
I don't have to have a long. I do. I have grown a beard. I don't know if you've seen the pictures at all at the on the thing, but I am sporting a beard these days. But no, I look forward to. I'm going to put saddlebags on it. Got to take it to Lynchburg and get saddlebags from Judy's Leather. I'm going to put saddlebags on it, and then I'm going to be able to throw my bag my equipment in the saddlebags, and I'm taking it to a remote. I mean, when it's warm enough, I'm going to drive it to like to Baumhauer's for a remote and park it right out front. I may park it right inside the place.
If I ever want to shave my beard, I just put a little catnip on my beard and find the nearest tomcat and let it scrape off my face. What do you think of that?
Yeah, let the cat lick it off. Yeah, that'll work.
All right, so speaking of it, let's talk about some things here. All right, first off, well, a beautiful, sweet young lady that was offended by, you can't score against a stiff wind. What's up with that,
Yeah.
And you know what her answer was? As soon as she heard that, she says, well, Alabama, that's a lot of cheese. That was her answer. Okay? Now, listen to me. Listen to me good, my friend. All right? I got the Benjis in the pocket already.
Yeah.
The Lions came through. Okay?
They did.
Now, onward to the NFC Championship. I got bets on that. And then after that, I don't do the Super Bowl. So I got 2 more bets, NFC Championship. And, Tom, it's not out of the realm because right now I'm in Boerne, Texas, Hill Country. On my way to Pasadena. I know it's kind of an odd way to go, but I got a very close friend here I've known since I was a kid. And we're here. And we also brought some Trump gear because we're going to head further south to the border, and Trump wants me to shut it down, and I'll shut it down, Tom.
Wait, so you're driving all the way to Pasadena for the game? You got tickets? You're going to the game?
Why not?
Wow. Why not is right, man. I mean, why not is right.
Yeah, there you go.
Retirement is beautiful, man. Why not is right. I mean, you could, but if you win the game, you could have gone to. Let me ask you this: if you win the game, are you committed to doing whatever you got to do to go to Vegas to see them play for the first national championship in your life? Really, full national championship.
Tom, my season's already a winner with the Lions. Come on.
But will you go to not Vegas, Houston? I'm sorry, Houston. Will you go to Houston for the national championship? Yeah, but would you go to Houston for the national championship if Michigan were to somehow figure out a way to beat Alabama, which they should be 7 to 10 point underdogs?
It's not a bad flight.
Okay, all right. Now let's address that. Okay, let's address that. I've been sandbagging you and everybody on this station. I believe in the Wolverines. Our defensive backfield's better than your defensive backfield. Shut down Porter's Johnson.
No chance.
Still. Unbelievable. We got Edwards out of the backfield. Little side pass, alleviate the pressure. We got a running back. You can't even see him until he's past you. And he's built like a fire hydrant. Come on now, Tom. This defense is sound, and Melrose is going to feel the pressure. He's going to be on his back.
It's a good defense.
It's a good, everything, but you can't run if you're on your back. That's what's going to happen.
It's a good defense against bad teams. It's a good defense against that schedule. But you heard what David Moulton just said. The Alabama's wide receivers are better than Michigan's defensive backs. That's the problem you got.
I disagree.
Yeah.
No, we got All-Americans. I disagree. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah,
hey,
we're
look
going to find out.
All I know is that I'm proud of my team. And, don't believe all that cheating crap because some guy was just, a fanatic fan that was a coach.
He's
and then,
a coach.
Again, I'm surprised y'all ain't just saying we sent down the linebacker coach from Michigan to Alabama. That you guys ain't say, well, you sent a spy, and if you guys do lose, you say, linebacker coach from Michigan.
He was a former linebacker coach for Michigan. He wasn't even coaching this past year. He wasn't even in coaching, so they hired a guy.
You probably think his loyalties to Harbaugh.
You think? It could be. It could be. Yeah.
So a couple things. All right, the first off, I think I did good with the trifecta last week, didn't I?
I said you. Oh, you weren't listening because you're in Texas. You won. You hit all four. You got tickets to an upcoming Havoc game. We're not giving you more. Yeah, we're not giving you more Music City Bowl tickets. But yeah, you are.
And how about the grub? What kind of grub I'm getting, bro?
No, there was. I don't know what we did for grub for this one. We'll throw you some. We'll hook you up with some grub.
We love Coralejos. Lalo,
we'll hook you up.
If you're listening, I love you, Lalo.
We can hook you up with that. You're 1 point off the lead now, too, in the big board for the suite, for the TLC suite.
I'm about to parlay it right now because I'm doing the trifecta, yo.
All right, here you go. Maryland gets 6.5 against Auburn.
Now, the Pineapple Chucker that plays for Miami, is his brother the Chucker on Maryland playing?
He's not playing. Talia Tungavailoa is not playing.
Oh, then I gotta go the other way.
We are Auburn.
All right. Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
I'm feeling a real strong breeze here. I got to go with the Iowa dudes.
Hey, is this heaven?
No, it's Iowa.
Florida State gets 19.5 against Georgia.
My wish would be Florida State to beat Georgia just to get this committee and make them look silly. But that ain't going to happen. I got to go with the Dogs.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Especially since 24 players from Florida State have quit. So, and I'm not saying opting out. I'm using the proper terminology. Quit. In the next game, well, we know.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And so they're trying hard.
Yeah, we're going to give you.
Brother.
We're going to give you Michigan.
That was my Roll Tide voice. I did that. That was for Bama Zach. You know how much I love that guy. And I did that in his honor. And I didn't do it because I like saying it. You know that.
Well, they're going to probably win in his honor, too.
Oh!
Right.
This is
Bama. And then who does Bama play in the national championship? Washington plus 3.5 against Texas.
Well, first off, Michigan Wolverines are going to be playing in the national championship. And I don't care who it is. Either one, as far as I'm concerned. But I got to pick one.
Yeah.
And you know what? Deep in the heart of Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
Huh? And one more thing. The ESPN commercial, they got the show in the Michigan and Alabama, and the background music is Grand Funk Railroad. I don't need a whole lot of money.
Yeah. But they're going to make a lot of money.
It's over. Put the trophy in Ann Arbor.
Can you promise me that you will call the show on Tuesday, one way or the other? I know if Michigan wins, you call the show.
I'm always going to call your show, Tom. You're like a little brother to me, okay?
All right.
I'm the one that stole your lunch when Ma gave us your lunches, and they gave you bologna.
Yeah.
And it was cooked bologna, which I like a lot, so I took your sandwich, Tom. I'm that guy.
All right. Well, I will talk to you on Tuesday then. Hey, safe travels. Get back safely as well. You might not be back. You'll be driving back on Tuesday probably.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
Wolverine down. He's living that retired life, man. He's been traveling like crazy. He went to like Alaska. He went to Europe.
Get an RV, start going.
Now he's going. Does he got an RV?
I don't know. That's what I would do. If I was
he's on his way to Pasadena to be disappointed. I mean, goodness gracious almighty. Another guy that travels a lot is Brandon. Brandon in Rome. Brandon, welcome to the show. How are you?
Man, we're loading up to get ready to take a train through the mountains up here. It's going to be a good time.
Wait a minute. A train through what mountains?
We are in Leadville, Colorado.
Oh, my God.
We
These
came
freaking
out here
people.
to do a little bit.
But you're not heading to Pasadena from Leadville, Colorado.
No, we had already booked this trip, and we were too far gone to do anything, so we decided to come on here. I have made reservations to go to Houston, and I'm just standing by waiting on the inevitable to happen.
Do you have land or something out there in Colorado? Because weren't you out there like last year at this time or sometime around here?
We were out there in the summer. We came and drove around for 17 days and went on a lot of places. Went from Vegas to Grand Canyon up to Yellowstone. And then we wanted to come back here in the snow so the kids could do some snow stuff.
All
and
right.
They're going to get a ski lesson, and there's a little Charlie Brown ice rink out here that's set in the mountains. You should see this thing. It's the most scenic ice rink I've ever seen. You stand there and look at it, and then there's 3,500-foot high mountains just popping in the distance. You couldn't draw a more picturesque setting.
What's the name of the town?
Leadville, Colorado. It's the
Leadville.
highest incorporated town, like 10,500 feet.
Oh, my gosh.
It's pretty.
I don't know if I'm allowed to go up there.
-3 the other night.
Yeah, I know my cardiologist says I can't go anywhere above 7,500 feet, so I don't even know if I could go there. I don't even know if I can go to Utah, see my sister.
But we've got you on an altitude limit?
Yeah, it has something to do with your heart. I don't know why, but he says I shouldn't go higher than 7,500 feet. So I live at about 1,000 feet above sea level now. So.
Well, just know if you start hearing that noise again, it's not the dishwasher, it's not the toaster, or the remote batteries.
Yeah, that'd be funny. All right, you ready to get in?
I am. I wrote it down.
All right, Maryland is +6.5 at Auburn, or against Auburn.
I'm going to pick Auburn.
We are Auburn.
Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
I'm going to take Tennessee. If Iowa scores 6.5, they might win the game.
You can't spell citrus without UT.
Florida State gets 19.5 against Georgia.
I don't think FSU could win if you gave them 29.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
I don't think they would have won either if they had their whole complement of players, including Jordan Travis. Alabama gets 1.5 against Michigan.
Oh, I'm taking Alabama.
Roll all over their ass.
And Washington gets 3.5 against Texas.
I'm a little conflicted on this one, but I'm going to take Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
All right, so you got an all-SEC final between Texas and Alabama.
Hey, before you go, I said something to Drew and Scott about this morning, and the Harding Bison won the Division II National Championship.
Yes, they did.
Do you know they rushed for over 6,100 yards?
Yes,
That's
they did.
400-plus yards a game.
Isn't that crazy? It's a beautiful thing.
I know you know a lot about football. Have you ever heard of anybody even rushing for half of that in the season as a team?
Well, yeah, the academies. Yeah, our Air Force used to do that when they were running crap out of it. But the academies have done stuff like that, 4,000 yards a season. But 400 a game is nuts. 300 a game is. I remember Nebraska in the 90s was running it for 300 a game. In the 90s and with their option, but 400 a game is crazy.
100 yards a quarter.
100 yards a quarter. Isn't that nuts?
Insane. Oh, and you're doing the boat show. So this year, y'all going to do like you did last year where Scott and them are doing a boat thing in the morning, and then you're doing one in the afternoon, and y'all are talking trash about each other's remotes?
No, because the folks at Rambo Marine are doing the boat show this year. They're not doing their own boat show. They're doing the boat show. So there you go. Rambo will be there. We're all one big happy family this year.
That was funny last year when y'all were talking trash about each other's boat shows.
I didn't talk trash about Rambo. I did not trash Rambo at all. I don't know what they were talking about. I don't know what they talk about. But I was not talking trash about Rambo. I would never talk trash about Rambo.
Well,
I love those guys. All right. Happy New Year to you, too.
Keep it below 7,500.
All right. I feel you. Would never talk trash about Rambo. Ever. Grizz, you need to look it up online. 2024 Shadow Aero. AERO as an aerodynamic. A 2024 Shadow Aero. It comes in one color combination. Black and gold. That's it. And that's what I got. By the way, Kentucky is beating Clemson by a score 21-10. 3:49 to go in the third.
Did you get the gold?
Well, what's gold? It's black. Most of it's black, and then what's gold is just the sides of the tank. See the gold on the tank there?
Yeah.
So the rest of it's all black.
That's
and
nice.
then it has the faded gold on the tank. Look at the fender. Look at that way that back fender flares. How sweet is that?
That's
and
nice.
And the seat is brown leather.
I watch all those like car shows and like bike shows and like just restoration shows and stuff like that. And it's like every restoration show is always like a motorcycle, and it's like this old motorcycle, and they take it and they just make it into this like beautiful friggin' thing. And it's just like, I'm like, I could never ride them because I'm absolutely deathly afraid. Not so much of riding a motorcycle, I'm deathly afraid of other people.
Yeah.
And so like,
careful.
but like they look so cool. Like I mean,
won't go on the open highway very much. I don't like that. I like to run the back roads, but I started with a mini bike when I was 12 years old. Got my first motocross bike when I was 14 years old. I raced motocross bikes from 14 to 18. So I broke my collarbone, and then I got my first street bike when I was in my early 20s. Was when I got the first street bike. And then I had I did a deal with Harley Davidson in Florida where they were a sponsor, and I rode a Softail from them, and I took that to remotes and things like that. And then I haven't had a bike in years, but I thought it was time. Thought it was time to treat myself. And that sucker's sitting right now, right behind me in the barn. When they'll get on it, I don't know. They're talking about it might snow tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. All right, LSU Lynch. I just got this feeling that LSU Lynch has been on a bike once or three times in his life. LSU Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, what happened was a while ago, I got on it. I had to go do an errand for my next-door neighbor, you know, because listening to the two callers, they doing a bunch of traveling, and my traveling. Had to go to the pharmacy and buy her some Viagra because she got one leg. So let's get these picks on.
Maryland gets 6.5 against Auburn.
Let's go, Auburn.
We are Auburn.
Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Vol for life.
FSU gets 19.5 against Georgia.
I wouldn't piss on Florida State if they was on fire. Go Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Alabama gets 1.5 still against Michigan.
Roll Tide, Mullet Dan.
Roll all over their ass.
Roll Tide.
And Washington gets 3.5 against Texas.
We're going to go, listening to Brandon, it's kind of scared. We're going to have to just go Texas. And look here, I want to end this conversation for the year, okay, with you. I'm 100% behind you with these players opting out to play. Look here.
Thank you.
Y'all getting paid now. I mean, it ain't like you can't go to the strip club, somebody send you $10 and get busted, okay?
Yeah.
Y'all are getting paid now to play. Like Jaden Daniels, my LSU team, look here, Tom, everybody on the offense is starting except his jackass. You hear me?
Yeah.
So, I'm up, Matt. And look here, I disagree with Moulton about what it is and all that. Y'all need to play, okay? You're going to get hurt. It's football, okay?
Well, and the thing is, these collectives that are paying these kids, they have got to say to them, look, all right, we're going to pay you, but we need you to play the whole thing. The bowl game is important to us, right? We don't want to get beat in our bowl game. We want to be a bowl champion. So you're going to play the whole time. I mean, that's what they got to somehow compel these kids to play. I have another idea, which I'm going to share with you in a minute here after the break. But yeah, that's I just don't understand the concept behind not finishing the season. I don't get it. The coaches should finish too. I think the whole process should be moved to after the national championship game. The transfer portal, everything. Move it to after and I know guys want to enroll early and they need to get in campus and all that other kind of stuff. Figure it out so that these players can finish their season. I applaud the players from Troy that were in the transfer portal that still played for Troy. And I think that's you finish, then you transfer if that's what you want to do.
Well, yeah, and it's just like with the Havoc, Why are we trading our best players, getting rid of our best players during the season? That should happen after the season. Because I get really pissed off about those people too.
Who'd they trade? I missed it. Who'd they trade?
But well, I mean, like last year, we lost 6 players. We should have been. I mean, we lost our goalie. We've already lost a goalie. We had one guy come back and everything. But I mean, why are we? You're a Southern hockey team. How are we going to win anything if we don't keep our players here?
Well, the idea would be, are you talking about players that went up to the ECHL, or are you talking about players that get traded within teams?
They get called up.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't stop that. They pay more. I mean, you can't stop a guy from going up.
I understand that, but it's still garbage.
I know. I hate it. Yeah.
We pay all this money and support this team to win a championship. We can't do it because of all that. Anyway, y'all, you done got me fired up, son, because I really hate the players. You got me fired up, and I love it when you're fired up. So, hey, it's the last day of the year. Let's get fired up on the show, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thanks, LSU Lynch. Ostensibly, I mean, you're talking about call-ups. That's like what the trash pan is. What are you going to do when a guy gets called up by, hey, you're calling up our best player to the Angels? Well, yeah, because he wants to go to the show. Now, personally, I don't think that the difference anymore is that big between, going up to the, going up to the ECHL from the SPHL. I don't think it's a huge difference. It used to be a massive difference, but I think the SPHL is pretty good right now. But the reality is that the ECHL still pays those guys much more money. So when those guys go up, they're getting paid more money, and they're closer to the AHL, and then, going from there. Having covered ECHL hockey, when I was covering ECHL hockey 20 years ago, and then I saw the SPHL start, whenever that was, 20 years ago, it was like night and day. I'll be honest. I'll be totally honest with you. I came from an ECHL. I was doing some ECHL games in Florida. I came up here. They had just started the SPHL, and the SPHL looked like a beer league, Sunday afternoon beer league league, but not anymore. The quality of play in the SPHL is not that dissimilar than the ECHL, but it's still considered going up. And you can't stop guys from going up. Trading is one thing. If you're trading, the idea is that you're getting better. Going up is different. Let's get a quick break. We'll come back. Grumpy, speaking of legends, Grumpy will kick off the next segment. It's the Thom Abraham Show, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
Well, you guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10-plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
It's an amazing time in our industry. Things are changing so rapidly. With digital signatures and workflow software, we help our customers work from anywhere. This helps you save time and money and upgrade your technology. Like I said, it's an amazing time to watch our customers grow and succeed.
Just ask anyone. The Liossi Group.
Everyone loves Nashville right now. It's the perfect family getaway, but it isn't just known for its food, bright lights, and music. It's also known for football. The Trans-Perfect Music City Bowl is coming to Nissan Stadium on December 30th. Come see Auburn versus Maryland right here in Music City. The music, the food, the fun. Spend your weekend in Nashville. It's your family's perfect start to the new year. Tickets are available now at MusicCityBowl.com and on SeatGeek. Brought to you by Tennessee Lottery.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
I'm with Thomas here from Talent Heating and Air. Thomas, you guys are a premier North Alabama locally owned heating and air company.
We pride ourselves in being deep in the community, helping customers with solutions that they can use to keep their house comfortable. We provide emergency services. You can reach us on our website at talenthvac.com, or you can call us at 256-503-4490.
Talent Heating and Air, let them put their talent to work for you.
AL cert number 21014.
Next time you're online looking for landscaping inspiration, open Instagram and check out Southern Gent Landscaping. They can help make your yard your dream outdoor oasis. Southern Gent Landscaping can handle it all, from landscape maintenance and installation to irrigation and hardscapes, even AstroTurf. Turn your yard into a landscape you'll be proud to show off. Call Southern Gent Landscaping at 256-509-6088. 509-6088. Southern Gent Landscaping. Professional landscaping performed with satisfaction guaranteed.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Friday night, expect a few isolated showers, potentially a few snow showers mixed in. Otherwise, we'll see a mostly cloudy sky. Low temperatures falling into the lower 30s for the overnight. Looking ahead into your Saturday, we'll see partly sunshine, slightly warmer. High temperatures warming into the upper 40s. Heading into your Saturday night, temperatures drop back down into the lower 30s, where we'll sit under a mostly clear sky. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio and 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Football is a rough game and often a cruel one.
Every time you lose, you die a little bit. You die inside, a portion of you. Not all of your organs, maybe just your liver.
Pain is inevitable.
They're killing me, Whitey. They're killing me.
There was only the painful face of failure.
Okay, fellas? Hey, fellas, this is what you work all off season for. This is why you lift all them weights. This is why you do all that.
There was a fighting heart under the ribs of defeat.
Never give up, baby. Never give up.
I love that one. God, I absolutely love that one. Welcome back, Tom Abraham Show. Glad that you are with us. This segment of the show is brought to you by the fine attorneys at Pond, Lahaki, Giordano. Pond, Lahaki, Giordano, they know all the ins and outs of the legal system. So if you've been hurt in a work accident or a motor vehicle accident or slip and fall accident, you need Pond, Lahaki, Giordano. Not just excellent attorneys, but true advocates who will fight for you and know the ins and outs of the legal game. Contact Pond, Lahaki at 855-774-3838. That's 855-774-3838. Or pondlahaki.com. Clemson just pushed it in against Kentucky. They're going for two here, down 21-16, early fourth quarter now. A good one in the Gator Bowl. Clemson had jumped out to a lead early in the game. Kentucky came back and built a 21-10 lead. Now Clemson has scored. They go for two here, and it's no good. So it'll be 21-16 in the Sun Bowl. Notre Dame leading Oregon State by a score of 7-0. Grizz, I'm trying to figure out how to. I don't know if the side by each is available, or the quad box or the dual box is available for every set of games or not. I did watch something. I stumbled across it here. I'm still learning my whole YouTube thing. I stumbled across it for a couple of games a couple of days ago, and it worked. I just hit it, but it offered it to me. It said, or quad box, or dual box. Yeah. So now I want to put these two games side by each, but it's not really showing that they're available for side by each. So I don't know exactly what
I
I
don't,
do.
I don't have to dive more into that because I just like the fact that you can have, like, especially if it's like 3 or whatever, you'll have like 3 decently, I mean, depending on the size of the screen, but you'll have 3 decently sized screens, and then you'll at least get one that's playing the sound the whole time, and then you can flip back and forth, and then if you want to go to that game, you can specifically go to that game, and then like you could like pause it if you wanted to and walk away and come back to it,
There's all kinds of stuff that you can do here. But, I mean, I will get it figured out, that's for sure.
And I need...
the only thing we don't get is I can't get a Braves game. That's it. That's the... Oh, God, mine is all shot to hell.
I was 12-9 like 2 days ago. And then these next series of bowl games, I'm 15-14 now. I mean, Louisville lost. I had Oklahoma State. I had SMU. Miami. I had Kansas State. They won. Arizona won crazy late.
Mine is shot.
I had Clemson, even though I probably should have picked Kentucky in personally. But I thought, like, Clemson and Dabo Swinney, they'd have them playing, And
All right, let's go to the lines. Grumpy is up next. Grumpy, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, pretty good. Yeah, if you look back at those texts, I tried to warn you on that. Crawdad said you could go down, arrow down, and pick out whatever you wanted on your split screens and all that. Yeah. And I was like, I don't think so, man. But
it picks the games for you. See, what had happened the other day was I arrowed back and it showed it. It it has for you and it has the different options for you, and it showed it here. You can pick this right here, and we'll take it to the split screen of 2 games. But it's not doing that right now. So
another thing you'll see is like it'll give you options of split screens. But if you want to do, like, just for instance, 3 news like CNN and Fox. But so it's dictating what you can pick from is my point. But the trade
would CNN be on the left, and then the Fox would be on the right, probably. I think that's
so.
That's what they would do. Yeah,
and there'd be nothing in the middle. Exactly,
nothing.
The middle would
Zero.
be blank.
I mean, nothing, a big blank screen in the middle.
That's Scribs News.
Hey, but you guys were talking about vertical moves in hockey being traded and making more money on the next level. Isn't that essentially what the portal is? I know it's not a trade. You get relieved of the burden of paying that player, and you get an extra spot on your roster when he leaves. Right. But I don't see how you could not have a problem with leaving a team because you got traded to another team, and you're trying to get more money, but yet have a problem with entering the portal to get more money to go to another team.
Well, because the player is making the decision it's not like a player on the Havoc says, I'm quitting and I'm going to go up to the ECHL. If the ECHL team that they have a partnership agreement with, if that ECHL team calls the player up, that's the agreement that's in place, that Havoc players would be available to the ECHL. They're compensated and they get the player. In college football, you commit yourself to a school and a team, you play the entire season with the team, and then you decide, I'm not playing anymore. I mean, when do you decide that?
I have zero problem with it.
I have a major problem with it. I have a major problem with it.
But so let's say you do an NIL deal, and it's
what if it happens? What if it happens in a playoff game? What if Auburn was in the college football playoff and the starting quarterback decided, you know what, I don't make anything for being in the college football playoff. I'm Peyton Thorne. I'm going to be a top 10 pick. I'm not going to play in this freaking playoff game for nothing. What do you do then?
Yeah, I have zero. That
wouldn't bother you.
Unless you want to write me. Listen, unless you want to write me a check. You want to write me a check?
So the education means nothing. The fact that they gave you the platform to make yourself into an NFL draft pick, none of that means anything.
That's get off my lawn, guy. There, that university is giving you nothing. You're giving the university. You're giving the university as a starting quarterback. You're giving the university more than they're giving you. It's more rare. Yeah. Your butt is more rare than the seats it can sit in.
Well, the seat, yes, but aren't they giving you the platform to make the money that you're going to be making in the NFL? I mean, didn't the university give you that opportunity?
One of many platforms that will get you to that level. You're the talent. You got to take care of the talent, like your show says. It's not about the universities anymore. It's about the talent.
All right, so if a kid like Arch Manning, who is considered a guy that in 3 years is going to be a high draft pick, why should he even play college football?
Exactly.
He was talented in high
school. If he had an easier road to the NFL, exactly. Yeah.
See, I don't believe in that.
Okay.
If you're going to play, you play. We'll agree to disagree on that one.
And if you're going to make money, make money. So what's it about? It's not about playing. It's about making money. If these kids could go cut a tree down for $10 million instead of playing college football, they would go cut a tree down for $10 million and not play college football.
Yeah, well.
They're not in there for the love of the game anymore, Tom. It's about the money.
Well, that's unfortunate. There should be some of that. There should be some love of the game. I mean, this is playing for your university, getting an education, getting that platform to increase your own value, and now you get paid for it as well. I mean, what if you're the guy at the collective? What if Grumpy Construction pays a player X number of dollars and he's playing at Auburn and then he decides not to play in the bowl game? Aren't you at Grumpy Construction saying, wait a minute, I'm paying you to play. I'm not paying you to stand on the sideline?
No, Tom, I would never sign a contract where someone could screw me like that.
The someone being the player screwing you.
Right, exactly, yeah. I would be weighted on the back end where you don't get all that money unless you complete these obligations, and which was coming. But new contracts are coming, new ways to do this. Because when the people that have the money are making the rules, then they're going to structure this to where they get what they want.
Well, that's why I like what Moulton said about employees. I think they're going to be hired employees, and they're going to have a contract, and the contract states that the season ends at the end of the bowl season. That's when the season ends, and then the player will have the right to opt out after that. And they're also going to be committed. I think it's going to be a scenario where it's a give and take, where the player is going to sign a contract, and you got to stay at least 2 years. It'll be a 2-year minimum contract, and then you'll get compensated for 2 years. You play in every game for 2 years that you're healthy for. And, and then that's the deal. And there'll be a union for the players. They'll be covered by whatever union. And, and then maybe it'll be more fair and equal all the way across the board.
Well, let me say this, and I'll do my guesses. But the people that say this is all about your family, your teammates, the guys that you blood, sweat, and teared with all year, forget about it, man. Your real family is the family back home that raised you. That's where your loyalty is. Make your money and bring it home. These cats that you went to college with and ate dinner with for 4 years, they ain't your family.
Well, they helped you get the money that you're going to get to take care of your family forever, though, too.
It is about loyalty, and your loyalty should be to your blood. Those cats aren't your family. It's awfully cute to say it, but they're not. All right, I'll do this.
Sometimes blood is worse than than what you get with your friends. You know what I mean? I got family members that I like less than you. I'll tell you that right now. All right, let's get you into this thing. Maryland gets 6.5 against your Auburn Tigers.
Maryland.
In all due respect to the program, I don't believe in it.
And you know that Tagovailoa is not playing, right? Just saying.
Go ahead.
Okay. Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Ball for life.
Florida State gets 19.5 now, ballooned from 14 to 19.5. 24 players have opted out. Florida State get 19.5 against Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
I'm still going to whoop that ass. Bama gets 1.5 against Michigan.
Oh, man. I'll go with Alabama.
Roll all over their ass.
And Washington gets 3.5 against Texas.
I think everybody's sleep. Washington beat Texas last year in the Alamo Bowl. Washington beat Oregon twice. Texas struggled against a lot of teams. Give me Washington to win by double digits.
What a pleasant surprise.
There's nothing pleasant about it. I must just cut the crap.
All they would have to do is stay within 3.5, but you got them winning outright. That's good. All right, that's interesting. All right, we got you in.
Okay,
have a happy New Year. Be safe.
Hey, you too. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Jay in Athens is up next. Jay, welcome to the show. How are you?
How you doing, Tom?
I am fantastic.
Let me ask you this. Could Huntsville support an ECHL team?
I believe they could. I believe they would.
I mean,
and I will tell you this, too. I'm just going to tell you this. That opportunity has presented itself in the past. It is a lot more expensive to be in the ECHL. And here's the thing. Here's the dirty little secret. I'm just going to say it. And I love the Havoc, and I love Keith Jeffries. He's the greatest owner in minor league sports. 5,000 people a night are showing up in a 6,000-seat arena. 5,000 people a night are showing up for the SPHL. How many more are going to show up for the ECHL? None. I mean, it's the same 5,000 people that go to the SPHL game are going to go see the Havoc play in the ECHL. So why go to the extra expense? If you're them, if you're the ownership of the team, they don't care. The people that are going to the game, it's not discernible to them. The difference between the SPHL and the ECHL is not discernible to the naked eye, and especially not discernible to most hockey fans in Huntsville, Alabama. So why spend a bunch more money to have the same 5,000 people show up at the game? It's not going to be any different. When we had the AF2 and the AFL, remember that? We had the AF2. And 6,200 people were going to every freaking Vipers game. Every Vipers. You couldn't get a ticket to a Viper game, right? 7 years later, the Vipers were the Alabama Vipers, and they were in the AFL. They were playing against the Orlando Predators and the Tampa Bay Storm and the Utah Blaze. They were in the AFL, and you didn't get any more people. Nobody else went, and it cost a lot more money. Payroll was more. Everything else was more. Why? What's this point of going up? I'm just saying.
Yeah, I understand. I didn't know if it was just because maybe it was a smaller barn, but I knew they were selling out a lot of times. Just thinking, 6,000 a night, that would help.
I was looking at some of these arenas. I was looking at some of these arenas for the ECHL, and it's not much different. Yeah, not much different.
No,
same size. Yeah,
they're the same. When I was doing Florida Everblade games, they were in an arena that held 7,000. When ours holds 66 or something like that, 62, 66. But it's, it's not. I just think the same people are going to go to the game. I think if you had the AHL, the same people will go to the game. I don't think that all of a sudden 1,000 more are going to show. And we also have 6 or 8 sellouts a year, so you can't sell it out even more. And I don't know that if you had the ECHL and you said to the people, by the way, your ticket prices are going up 20% because all our expenses are up 20%, I don't think that would be good. I think less people would show up. They'd say, wait a minute, I used to be able to go to a game for $15. Now I got to pay $25. Forget about it.
Yeah. All right, let me get my picks right quick.
All right. Maryland gets 6.5 against Auburn.
Well, I know Talia's not playing. Just give me Auburn.
We are Auburn.
One of the guys on the Gator Bowl, early in the Gator Bowl, was talking about how excited he was to see Talia Tagovailoa play against Auburn in the Music City Bowl. I'm like,
was that Hasselbeck or West Durham?
No, it was whoever's doing the color on this game.
Oh,
so it might have been Hasselbeck. But I'm like, and he said his name wrong. He said the Talia. He said Tulia. Tulia's, I can't wait to see Tulia play to his little brother. And I'm like, it's only been 3 weeks since they announced that he wasn't playing in this game. Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
I like Tennessee in that game.
You can't spell citrus without UT.
Georgia gets, Florida State gets 19.5 against Georgia.
Give me Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Bama gets 1.5. Do I even ask you?
Alabama.
Roll Tide.
Roll all over their ass.
And I'm with Grumpy. What?
Oh! Wow.
What a pleasant surprise. There's nothing pleasant about it. I must have just cut the crap.
Washington people coming out of the woodwork now. All right, we got you in, man. Appreciate you.
All right, brother. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too, Grizz. We'll talk to y'all soon.
Sir.
All right, we'll get a break, and when we come back, our final set of calls, we'll get Bama Brad and Bama Big Rick in there next. I think it's Bama Big Rig. I think it's Bama Big Rig, as in a truck. Big
I know.
Rig,
I always hear it wrong. That's my fault.
You hear it wrong. That's your fault.
I'm getting old.
Clemson is going in after turn. There's been 3 turnovers in the last 3 possessions here in this game. Clemson is on the 8-yard line going in, and it's 21-16 still. So Clemson down by 4, second down and goal. I'll tell you what happened when we return on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Thom Abraham here for my friends at North Alabama Mortgage. Are you thinking about home improvements? Well, use your equity now and refi later. Or use your equity to eliminate consumer debt forever, then refi to a lower rate and shorter term when rates drop. North Alabama Mortgage can also help you if you're thinking about buying an investment property or a second home at the lake or the beach or in the mountains. We have great programs to make that happen. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
With us today, Dr. Tracy Lowry of Best Vein Care of Huntsville.
When we evaluate a patient and they indeed have significant venous disease, most third-party payers, private insurance, Medicare, require us to treat every patient conservatively at least 90 days. Conservative treatment includes increasing ambulation, elevation of the legs, and the wearing of compression stockings. It's very common for folks to come see us in March or April wanting to have their veins fixed before they go into swimsuits starting in June. When we see someone in March or April, they're going to require at least 90 days of conservative treatment before we can even go to the insurance carrier to get permission to treat their veins. So if you think you have a venous problem, now is the time to come in and get a free screening so we can determine whether or not you need something evaluated. If you have a vein problem or you think you may have a vein problem, now's the time to contact us at bestveincarehuntsville.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. If you've been injured and need a lawyer right now, do you know who you really get?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. You want to talk to your lawyer. My clients talk to me.
And me. I'm attorney Justin Lackey. We're the ones that you talk to.
And we're the ones who handle your personal injury case.
And we'll take care of it.
The Lackey Law Firm. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
Touchdown, Alabama!
Hi, this is Eli Gold, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Join us every week for Alabama football right here.
Listen to Alabama football all season long on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Welcome back. Final segment of the Thom Abraham Show for the year is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford. The service team at Woody Anderson Ford, second to none. Experts in the service of Fords and other makes, also using genuine Ford and Motorcraft parts on every Ford service job. You know what they do down there? They do tire rotations and wheel alignments and brake jobs and oil changes and engine tune-ups and training work. They do it all in the service department in Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center. They have got you covered with dependable service. And don't forget the certified gold pre-owned vehicles as well, and all the new inventory at the corner of Jordan and Sparkman Lane, Woody Anderson Ford, also WoodyAndersonFord.com, the only place I've gone since 2004. And really, to be honest with you, as we end the year, that's 19 years of support of the Thom Abraham Show by Woody Anderson Ford. I mean, you know, we'll enter our 20th year coming up, yeah. Well, I say 19 years. The year ends for me in terms of when I debuted in the Tennessee Valley, March, it actually is about April 1st. So we got to get through the first quarter. But on April 1st of 2024, I'll begin my 20th year on the air here in the Tennessee Valley. And I'm very, very proud of that because I love this area for sure. All right, Bama Brad is up next. Bama Brad, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great, Tom. How are you and Grizz today?
We are fantastic.
Sure.
Is it you that's disputing whether or not you got all 4 right in the Christmas factor?
You know what? I think I texted in one thing, and then when I called in, I think I was following Wolverine Dan after he had called in, and when I listen to Wolverine Dan, my head spins. So I'm not really sure which one. Sometimes I think he's kind of like Biden. He reads off a teleprompter and not sure what he's saying.
Yeah.
So,
no, he's like that other guy. He's like the guy in San Diego. Stay classy. He just read the teleprompter, whatever it says.
Yeah. Well,
I went by the one you texted in, and it was you had all 4 right.
Yeah, I texted in right, but I called in and got confused and changed that. But anyway, it is what it is. So
yeah.
So Wolverine Dan, last week you mentioned that he was snow sandbagging or whatever.
Yeah,
now,
right.
I think he's out in Texas. He's had probably a couple nips of tequila out there, and now the truth is coming out. So
yeah, sun must be getting to him or whatever, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you in here. Let me get you in here now. Maryland.
I texted him in.
Oh, you already did. Okay.
I texted him in to save you some time and to make sure I got it right. Hey, one more story real quick, and I'll let you go. That bike, congratulations. Be careful. You're talking about the back roads. I was riding mine out through between Lynchburg and Winchester one time, and there was a skid steer in front of me, and he was tooling on there real slow. I said, I'm going to go around this guy. Well, when I went to go around him, he made a hard left, and he had an 18-foot hay fork on the front of that thing.
Ouch.
And I missed him right there at Van Zandt Creek by about 2 feet. So
it's funny because my son and I were just talking about like our first ride will be to running the back roads from Winchester to Lynchburg. That is such a pretty ride. But yeah, you got to be careful. There's no doubt. You got to look out for the other guy. Yeah, Grizz is right. You got to worry about the other guys. It's not like you're going to lay it down. It's just to make sure people see you. So
that's exactly right. So keep the shiny side up. Y'all have a good New Year's.
I hear you, man. Appreciate it. Clemson just got another turnover. Kentucky has turned the ball over the last 3 possessions. And so it's 21-19. Clemson kicked the field goal, and with 6:52 to go in the game, they have the ball in Kentucky territory because Kentucky can't hang on to the ball. Bama Big Rig is up. Bama Big Rig, how you doing?
Hey, it's Bama Big Rig, R-I-C-K. I'm good. How about
it's Bama Big Rig.
I told you.
All right, you were right. Grizz was right.
I even agreed with it. I was like making sure.
Well, we had that guy Big Rig.
My ears.
Clemson just scored a touchdown, by the way. They went up in that game. A lot of time for Kentucky, though. All right, go ahead, Rick.
All right, well, you pick?
Okay. We start out with Maryland getting 6.5 against Auburn.
Auburn.
We are Auburn.
Iowa gets 6.5 against Tennessee.
Give me Iowa for some reason with the new quarterback at Tennessee.
Hey, is this heaven?
No, it's Iowa.
It might be better with the new quarterback. FSU gets 19.5 against Georgia.
Georgia.
Georgia's got pretty good players.
Bama gets 1.5.
Bama.
Roll all over their ass.
No doubt is right. And Washington gets 3.5.
Give me Texas.
Don't mess with Texas.
All right, Big Rick, hang in there, man. Appreciate you. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to everybody out there. For the record, I've got Alabama 27-17. 27-17, Alabama. I have got Texas over Washington setting up a rematch in an all-SEC national championship final. That's what I'm talking about right there. Grizz, have yourself a wonderful and safe
You as well.
New Year's weekend, and we will talk on Tuesday. Everything work okay, Grizz? Did everything work all right?
Everything went fine, yeah.
Everything went fine.
Everything went good on the new studio.
Beautiful. So we'll do it again on Tuesday. Everybody be safe out there. I'm Tom Abraham. Coming up next, we got basketball with Steve Moulton, Grissom, James Clemens. Next, right here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
WZZN, Union Grove,